Hey guys, I know I've mentioned this before, but as Christians, we often tend to speak in Christianese, using words and terms that, well, most people just don't really understand. And the big problem comes when you're out here in the real world and somebody asks you to explain one of those terms, and you suddenly realize, you can't. Now, one of those words that we use a lot in Christian circles is holy or holiness. And in this video, we're going to explore the definition and the context in which it's spoken. I'm Stace Massengill, and this is the GC. Point number one, holiness defined. You know, I was recently in a men's devotion where one of the men was talking about holiness. And as I sat there listening, I realized this is a word that I hear and use all the time as a Christian, but I was curious if I could adequately explain it if anybody ever asked. So I looked it up, and the word holy itself means dedicated or consecrated, which means set apart, to God or religious purpose. Sacred. Okay, so what does sacred mean? Well, that's defined similarly as connected to God or dedicated to a religious purpose and so deserving veneration. Wait a minute, what's that? What's veneration mean? That means great respect or reverence. So these definitions do help us to understand the meaning of holiness, but only a little. They tend to describe it using other words that we may not be able to fully understand or be able to explain for that matter. Remember, if you're trying to witness to people who don't use these words, you need to be able to explain with words they'll comprehend. And, you know, first of all, you have to be able to comprehend it yourself. Point number two. Holiness contextualized. So what does it mean to be holy? Well, to understand it fully, you need more than a mere definition. You need to be able to look at it in a sentence and figure out the context in which it's being used. And for that, let's go to the scriptures, aka the Holy Bible. You see what I did there? Yeah, anyway. Ezekiel 36:23 says, I will vindicate the holiness of my great name, which has been profaned among the nations, which you have profaned in their midst. Then the nations will know that I am the Lord, declares the Lord God, when I prove myself holy among you in their sight. Here God uses the word holiness to describe his own reputation, indicating that he deserves respect and reverence, which the people were not showing him. And he then said that he would prove himself holy, which would seem to indicate how he would make it clearly known that he is indeed just and worthy of that reverence. The terms seem to speak of a purity and sacredness that is characteristic of God, and it should also be characteristic of us. After all, God told us plainly in Leviticus 19:2, you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Point number three, holiness exemplified. Finally, to truly grasp what it means to be holy, we need to see it exemplified. Obviously, our example is Jesus. I mean, how he lived his life on earth was the standard for how we can live a holy life. It's our blueprint, the daily guide that we use as Christians to be more like him. Through studying the Bible's scriptures that tell us about the life of Jesus, we can see the template for that holiness, and thereby we can show that example to others. He said that he came to do the will of God the Father, or as he put it, the will of the one who sent me. Are you living like it's your purpose to do the will of God? Now, one guy explained it this way: holiness is not to love Jesus and do whatever you want. Holiness is to love God and do what He wants. Even as Christ hung on the cross, He chose God's will over that of His own flesh. In Luke 22:42, we see Him saying, "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." So when in doubt, look to the scriptures. Just read through the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then go ahead and follow them up with the book of Acts, and you'll find out what holiness is. You'll see that it is defined, contextualized, and exemplified through the life of Jesus Christ. So let's have it be exemplified in our lives as well. Holiness is to love God and do what He wants. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button and go ahead and leave a comment if you want. Also, if you want to see more GC videos, just go to our YouTube channel at the web address you see over here. Click the subscribe button. That's that big red button up there in the upper right-hand corner. It says subscribe on it, so it kind of gives it away. Hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell there next to it. That is the notification bell. They have that on YouTube, so you can hit that to receive notifications whenever new episodes are uploaded. You can also like our Facebook page at the web address you see over here. And if you're on Twitter, look down there and follow the GC there as well at Kingdom Hero 67. That's at Kingdom Hero 67. And please don't forget to share these videos. Share the videos with everyone you know, and even with people you don't know, because, you know, it's good to be in the know, you know. And if you know and they know and other people know, then we'll all know, you know. So spread the word. It's what the Great Commission's all about. Oh, by the way, only 2 more videos left in this season 6 of the GC. We got episodes 9 and 10 coming up pretty soon, so be on the lookout for those. See you next time.